If your team got guaranteed money, they want to get to know me and work with me, tell them call me. I'm back in the lab. Ooh. Call me Mr. Big Chest. Big Chest from now on. Big Chest Brown from now on. Don't even call me AB. Call me Big Chest.
And part of me that loved it went away. Tell me it's enough. Thinking that it's enough. But I don't know what else I can do. And I could give it up. Thinking of giving up. But I bet I got one gift from you. Tell me it's enough. Thinking that it's enough. But I don't know what else I can do. And I could give it up. Thinking of giving up. But I bet I got one gift from you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are seeing this correctly. This is not an error in your podcast feed. The boys are back.
For football.
Picked last pod. We're in the Thunderdome, baby. We are fucking back. I am here alongside...
Bryan.
And...
Chris.
Hey, what's going on? We're back.
It's been so long since you did an intro.
The intro game, it's not there. It's not there.
The funny thing is even if you said it's still your extra podcast host with the same name.
See, the problem is the third guy.
Right.
I'm warmed up to two guys with Bulldog. The third guy just throws me off. Hey, I'm not ready
I know
for
how
it.
you feel.
But Mikey, you're looking good. You slimmed down a little bit. You shaved.
Change your name to Chris, too.
Change your name to Chris. Yeah, well, you know, things are going real well for you in the
It's that
offseason.
G Fuel sponsorship. It's paleo, as I heard.
First move of the offseason. Pickless has dropped Mike DeQuattro and picked up Chris Bukowski.
That's a big move. It's a big move.
DeQuattro just finding out about the move in his podcast feed.
The same way the Raiders found out about Amari Cooper.
You're off the tee.
You said, what?
It's like when I asked for
internet.
comment, Brian McCormick was told, yeah, we're going to tell Mikey Tuesday at practice that he's not on the team anymore. It's like, I think he knows already. Well,
It's been
boys,
6 months.
boys, well, especially Brian, because you know you're not on this show all the time.
Yeah.
But Brian, how's the offseason going for you? How you been?
Off season's fine. We started the baseball show a little while ago. It's just, you know, with some things in the real world kind of took effect, so we kind of put that on pause for now.
Yeah.
So we'll probably get back to it a little bit later. But other than that, Movie Mayhem's moving right along, and we're doing well. Doing well.
Absolutely. And big day for baseball opening day today.
That's right. It was opening day.
Absolutely.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
Yep, absolutely. Chris, since your last episode that never made it to air.
Right. Did my first episode make it to air too? Or were there issues with that?
It did, but it was messed up. Like,
Okay.
For some reason, I don't know what happened with the mic, and like all of our voices got really deep.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. So like your whole Drew Brees speech was just like, "This fucking asshole." I was like, "What the fuck happened to the audio?"
So, well, hopefully I'm not a curse and this episode goes smoothly.
Yep. In 5 minutes, a plane is going to crash into my house. Damn it, Chris! Yeah, and then, you know, I've just been doing the Bulldog thing. We're killing it. You can find us over at the Bulldog Gaming.
There you go.
So,
Awesome.
yeah, absolutely.
That's great.
So let's talk about some off-season news because it has been a roller coaster.
It's been what's fun about the NFL like off season is that it really gets like it goes immediately.
It's 0 to 100.
Yeah, it's like
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's NFL free agency is like NFL free agency and like NHL free agency are one and the same. It's just like boom, 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 boom. All the signings happen immediately.
they have like
You
the
don't
day
have-
of free tampering, and then it's like it's off to the fucking races.
Yeah.
You don't have Major League Baseball free agency where it goes for 4 months without the top guys being signed. We're at opening day and the best closer in the league is still a free agent.
Yeah, that was very bizarre to me. The way that, like, as someone who doesn't watch baseball,
Yeah.
like the season's starting. Why aren't any of these guys like signed?
The last 2 years, it's very strange in that the belief is that owners do not want to give these guys huge deals anymore. They want to get by, you know, paying as little as possible.
As evidence is by
Yeah.
Bryce Harper, nobody's getting these money deals anymore.
Well, they do, but it takes a while. Yeah,
No, yeah, it's
but,
like
but
they'll
it,
try to wear you down
Of
before
course.
you
Yeah.
sign. Like
it's more so evidenced by the smaller free agents. A guy like Marwin Gonzalez, who could have gotten a 4 or 5 year deal, had to settle for a 2-year deal for like $20 million.
even what's that guy who signed in Milwaukee? Who the Mets like threw money at him and like, now I'll try for a bigger contract, sign for Grandal.
Yeah, Yasmani Grandal. He was expected to get like a 5-year deal, and he signed a 1-year prove-it deal with Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because the Mets then like turned around and gave Wilson Ramos a much cheaper contract.
Exactly, yeah.
And he's like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you guys, because I thought it was weird in this year, and we've been seeing it the past few years in football, where there's the date free agency officially opens, but really for the week prior to that, you basically we know where players are going.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? And then that day it becomes official. And it wasn't always that way. Like, do you guys prefer it like that, or do you prefer the first day of free agency when you actually see all these signings happen?
There's still some cases where you don't know.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like you said, we knew Trey Flowers was going to the Lions the Thursday.
Yeah.
You know,
I guess I think
before.
back to as Giants fans about 2 or 3 years ago when we had those 3 signings of Snacks, Jenkins, and Vernon.
right, yeah.
And really it was that day that it was holy shit, what is happening? Scrolling through the feed.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you prefer that feeling, or do you prefer that whole week up to it, just reading all these news about
think
Antonio Brown possibly going to the Bills and all
I
this?
love the rumors. I love.
the rumors
yeah,
are great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like that night where it looked like he was going to the Bills,
Yeah.
and then that morning came along, and Adam Schefter is like, there is absolutely no deal.
Yeah.
They discussed something on Tuesday and
Yeah.
it fell through.
Were we seeing Captain Marvel, and then it goes Antonio Brown to the Bills, and it's not going to happen.
There was that, and then what's his name from the Cowboys was just I quit. I'm not
yeah,
doing this anymore.
Oh, the fucking defensive lineman.
Yeah.
Who's I'm just going to smoke weed all the time.
yes.
Yeah, we came out of the movie, we were what the fuck happened in football? While we were in 2 hours, we're in this movie. It was insane, but I mean, there's nothing like it, football free agency.
And the great thing about football free agency is that there is also a less of this bullshit, and also with the signing of a big name free agent, you also have trades happening as well.
Yeah.
To clear cap space. You had I think the first move was Joe Flacco to the Broncos, and
Yes,
it can't
that
be
was very
made
early.
until
It was made a month and a half before it was legally allowed to go
Yeah.
through.
John
yeah.
Elway showing up early.
Yeah.
Showing up early for a quarterback that
Way past his prime that he
Yeah.
could have signed for much cheaper.
he's well, I can't do it with these young guys, so I can't evaluate. I might as well just sign these old guys who used to have it.
I've been wanting to talk about that move with you guys because Flacco is a guy who was going to get released by the Ravens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Within
Why the
days.
fuck did he give up? He gave up draft picks.
Yeah, I think he gave up a fifth and a sixth in this year's draft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because John Elway's the worst general manager.
Absolutely.
The Broncos should
Yeah,
have
he's
fired
bad.
him 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Right after Peyton's last Super Bowl. Out
Oh
the
my
door.
goodness! Yeah, I want to look up the Flacco trade to see what the
damage was?
what it cost them.
Yeah, because it was surprising that it would happen, because it was just a countdown until Flacco got
Yeah,
released.
in December, everybody knew. All right, the Ravens are moving on to Lamar Jackson. They're gonna release this guy. He makes way too much money.
It was for a 2019
Fourth round pick,
Oh,
which is way too much.
Yeah.
it's too much.
And you could have signed him, and because you're still paying him that fucking monstrous contract that the Ravens gave him 4 years ago.
John Elway is the
So
worst.
he was going to be released, and John Elway could have had him for $5
Pennies on the
million
dollar.
a year.
Yeah. Could sign him a 2-year contract.
Yeah.
Secure a draft pick for next year. Keep your draft picks.
You big horse-toothed buffoon.
You dumb idiot.
I mean, hey, he is a Bronco.
How
kind of
would
very fitting. So, I mean, do you guys want to go by team, or do you want to just
I'd say
get
we
the,
go
get
by the big
stuff?
free agents.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
the
we could absolutely.
Yeah. Well, we'd be remiss if we didn't first mention Rob Gronkowski announcing his retirement this
Yes,
week.
absolutely.
He called it a career, 9 years in the
Yeah,
league.
9 years in the league. I mean, he's been banged up. You could see he's breaking down
Yeah.
soon.
No, yeah,
Tight end is
yeah.
a tough position. That's not a position where you last a long time.
And the guys who
like Antonio. Sorry to interrupt.
no, yeah.
Guys like Tony Gonzalez and Antonio Gates, they're anomalies.
They
you
also
know?
don't play
And
Antonio
Jason
Gates
Witten.
doesn't play every snap.
No, exactly.
Gronkowski's
At this
out
point,
there
he
all-
doesn't.
yeah.
He used to, but now he plays.
4
third
snaps a
down.
game.
Yeah, yeah.
But-
And on top of that, it's what does the guy have left to prove? How many Super Bowls?
he's
He's won his amount
3
of
Super Bowls, whatever, 6 Pro Bowls, something like that.
Yeah.
he's one of the greatest tight ends of all time.
been to-
First
Where-
ballot Hall of
yeah,
Famer.
for where his body is, he doesn't need to keep doing this.
Yeah, no, he's made a lot. He's made enough money. He's got that Tide money coming in,
That's
baby.
what I'm saying, baby.
Does he still have that cruise, the STD cruise that he has every year?
Fucking probably.
I mean, if he didn't before, he's gonna now.
And there's he's done stuff with WWE. So there's speculation he could go into wrestling. There's speculation he could go into acting. So who knows what he's going to do? He's going to make
I would love to see a Gronkowski-led movie. There's a bomb on the bus.
Gronkowski and John Cena is like just something with the two of them was a
Just
movie
like
that needs to
reverse
happen.
twins, like
Yeah,
both, like,
yeah.
But here's the difference though. John Cena is enjoyable to watch on
Yeah,
screen.
exactly. Well, that's why. Like he's like the smart brother
starring in Othello, Rob Gronkowski.
of Mice and Men with John Cena and Rob Gronkowski.
Rob
I'd watch
Gronkowski is surprisingly nuanced in Shakespeare.
You know, everyone was weird when Rob Gronkowski wasn't Lenny.
We actually talked about this towards the end of the season, where we had a feeling he was going to retire. It was rumored.
People have been
And Bryan, you said that like you could just see him joining like the Sunday morning football guys.
Yeah,
like
because
just being at
he
that
has
table.
a personality.
Yeah,
like,
I could
he
see
could
him.
take
Oh,
over,
that he just play pickup football with
like
his friends.
like he could go to. He just comes
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
and hangs out in island trees.
Yeah, it's like, hey guys,
Like, as long as there's a turf field, I'm fine.
you guys
But-
want some Tide Pods?
But like,
No,
he
Rob.
stop.
Tide Pods.
Like I could see him going to like CBS and being like their Rob Riggle.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, yeah,
He'll be a talking head.
Yeah.
Like that, I think to me makes more sense. I mean, WWE
Or he'll
maybe
play outfield for the Mets because we seem to be outside.
he'll do like another dumb WrestleMania thing,
He'll do a WrestleMania spot.
Yeah.
He'll be in the Andre the Giant
or
Battle
like
Royal.
he'll do like the Rumble one year. But
Yeah.
Rob Gronkowski,
Exactly. Yeah, like Shaq did at some point. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
No,
Yeah,
no,
like-
100%. But he had what my favorite thing is that the day that he retired, I saw on Cowboys Twitter they're like comparing the stats between like, oh, why has Gronkowski looked at so favorably? Like, look at Witten's stats.
Yeah, Witten played for 18 fucking years.
I was like, I go, you know what's great? Yeah, Jason Witten has all these great stats, but he is missing a couple of things like
Super Bowl,
3 Super Bowls,
Yeah.
and being on Conan O'Brien's Clueless Gamer.
and Gronkowski's already better at commentary.
Yeah,
So
100%.
Oh my God, yeah.
now, what do you guys? I mean, obviously the Pats always find a way, but like, what would you say? Would you say this is gonna like hurt the Pats a lot going into this next year?
It hurts their offense.
I think because he's
100%.
always been a main part of that game plan.
He's Brady's main target.
Yeah, always on those third downs, right down the middle of the Gronkowski.
I'm expecting them to draft one of the tight ends from Iowa, Fant and T.J. Hawkinson. Those are the two big ones. Mm-hmm. They'll draft one of the two, even if they have to move up a couple spots to get one of them.
They'll do it.
They're doing that in the first round. I'd put a lot of money on that.
Yeah.
I think they'll be fine because they played without him a couple of times.
Yeah.
But it's not like they could survive without a big tight end. So I do agree they will draft a tight end.
They'll draft, yeah, absolutely. They'll draft a tight end, and with their system, it'll be able to work out. They've still got Edelman. Did they re-sign Amendola, or did I? No, Amendola went to the Lions,
to
right?
Detroit,
yes.
yeah.
And then
that Matty Patty system.
right. The thing that's most surprising to me is that Chris Hogan is still a free agent.
I thought the Giants were looking into him.
Not recently. The Giants
No,
have
I
no
know.
money.
Yeah. I mean, after
Also, we're pretty
free
solid.
agency.
Yeah,
we're pretty set.
Yeah,
up
we're
with-
pretty solid. I mean, dude, I love the Golden Tate signing.
Yeah.
It's a good move. It's a good move.
It's a great move, dude.
Yeah.
They've
It's
the
a good
three-headed
piece.
monster in the wide receiver corps of Beckham, Golden Tate, and Sterling Shepard. Then you got Ingram. Then you got Barkley.
Did you say 3?
Yeah, three-headed monster.
Yeah, no,
what are you talking about? Odell Beckham,
Wait.
Golden
Yeah,
Tate,
Wait.
and Sterling Shepard.
No, it's
Chris,
What?
have you?
it's
like,
Tate, it's Shepard,
Yeah,
and
Barkley
it's,
and Ingram.
Like,
and
Wait.
Odell Beckham.
I think they were signed
you
Corey
don't-
Lattimore.
Yeah,
You
but
know-
he's the fourth.
No,
he's
yeah,
the fourth
no,
receiver.
I think he's moved up.
wait.
No, he's the fourth receiver. Corey Coleman's the fifth receiver. Beckham's the. What are you,
You know-
talking
you know
Do
about?
me a favor and
Beckham's-
check Google.
Yeah, Beckham's gone.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They traded him.
They traded him to the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
The Browns?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you talking
Look
about?
it up
For a
right
first-
now.
for like a first and a
I can't
third
believe you
and-
don't know this.
What, do you,
Safety.
what did it just have like? Was it today? Did I just miss this?
No, look. Like,
think it happened like 2
this
weeks
was like
ago.
2 weeks
What?
ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where have you?
You're fucking joking.
Yeah,
Look,
Golden Tate's the
just-
number one.
No, that's it. He shouldn't be anybody's number one.
No,
Beckham's
yeah.
the number one. Does Odell
Yeah.
have an apostrophe in it?
Yeah, right after the O.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Beck-
He's Irish.
Part of the clan, you know?
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
We traded him for. We have Jabril Peppers now.
And a right guard.
And yeah,
Oh.
we have their first round pick. We
Yeah.
have 17
yeah, so we have
I
6
know.
and 17.
A first, a third, and Jabril Peppers?
for
Yeah.
Odell fucking Beckham Jr. Yeah.
At least we've still got Olivier Vernon.
Well,
Oh, Chris, have a seat.
crazy. But just scroll down a little further.
You might be surprised.
You're on the right page. Just keep on scrolling.
Honestly, I don't even remember. What the hell did we get for Olivier Vernon?
Zeitler.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, that's right. We
Yeah.
got
Yeah,
Zeitler,
it was,
right?
they comboed the move.
And we were like, boy, we swindled the Browns out of this one.
We did on that move,
And
but
then
yeah.
we were like, oh, God.
And then they
blended
swindled us.
Yeah, and they were bending us over the barrel.
Yeah. But my God, man, a first, a third. I mean, I'm over it at this point.
Of course. Like, I think we've had time
I'm
to
buying
let it
that.
settle.
I'm buying that Browns color rush Beckham jersey.
Of course.
And you know,
Yeah. And it's...
Peppers is a good safety.
No,
he's,
yeah.
He's Landon Collins light. He does the same thing that Collins does, just a little worse.
There's things I understand. Like, you know,
Since we don't have Landon Collins, we could always use Landon Collins light.
Exactly.
we don't have Landon Collins?
Oh man, you gotta get rid of that wristband,
And
bro.
you know what? That,
I already did. It's gone. It's
Jesus.
off.
and that was a he had said that he wasn't going to play on the franchise tag, and he got like $14 million a year.
Yeah,
Which is
something
absurd for a safety.
And that's
Oh,
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
the
Is that
Redskins-
I have
we don't know
no,
football
I have no
I-
problem not re-signing
I
him.
understand the reasoning of like now we have Peppers and Bethea,
Mm-hmm.
who we're paying both of them is less than half of what we would have paid Landon Collins.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I think to me when I look at that trade at face value, oh God,
Oh, no.
the thing for
My
me is that like
glasses.
it's almost like I don't know like does Gettleman understand like positional value?
I don't think.
Like that's what I
Yeah.
mean. It's like
No.
okay, Peppers is awesome. But like when we let Collins walk, we were all like, oh, you know, it makes a lot of sense. How many Super Bowl winning teams you see with like, you know, Pro Bowl safeties, like, you know,
Yeah.
positional value's not there. I get it. And then it's like, well, now we just traded like arguably the best wide receiver in football right now
Yeah.
for a safety.
Yeah,
And a first
for a
round
first,
pick.
yeah, but it's not
It would be
even.
funny
It's
if
not
we
even
took
like
two
it's a top
safeties,
10 pick. It's the number 17.
Yeah, it's a
pick.
17 pick.
and the third pick, which is basically a 4th round pick.
Yeah.
it's the 95th pick in the draft.
Yeah. It's not a good deal.
No.
Because there were other teams like...
How did you not get a first and a second?
Yeah, like I don't understand.
How did you not get a first and a year next year?
And,
Like,
and to come out and be
It's
like,
the Odell Beckham notification.
yeah. Hold on, this just in. Odell Beckham traded back to the Jets.
oh shit!
Oh, fuck, they're doing it.
We had to trade everyone except Eli Manning.
And we've given them Golden Tate and
Golden Tate, Saquon Barkley, Evan Ingram. Oh boy, and both first round picks.
fuck.
On draft night, Giants trade Barkley to Cardinals for Josh Rosen. Well, that's not what we wanted.
I wanted Josh Rosen, but not like
I
that.
could have done it. I would have fucking drafted him.
Jesus Christ. Gentlemen, what are you doing?
But I don't even know where I was going. But basically, get him as a fucking idiot.
Yeah, he's,
Like,
he's fucking dope.
Like,
Yeah.
the positional value is like, what is this? Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. Oh, that's what I was getting at. To say that we didn't sign him to trade him repeatedly,
And then 9 months later.
and then to then be like, we got an offer we could not refuse.
Yeah, how
a fucking first
yeah,
rounder
you
and a
can.
safety?
Yeah,
That's
a first, a third, and a safety.
Yeah.
And you can't say no to that?
Yeah.
Look at it and say no.
Yeah. The third round pick is like 10 picks better than like what you got for Joe Flacco.
Wasn't
It's
there-
the best, dude. It's the best offensive player in franchise history.
Yeah.
And you're giving him away for that.
And you know what? I will go on record too. I've been saying it a little bit lately. Fuck John Mara. Because John
He's
Mara,
a fucking cunt.
I fucking hate him.
Whoa.
Because now he's out here. Well, first there was a report that like his granddaughter or grandson is not talking to him.
Yeah.
Because he's traded Odell
Good.
Beckham Jr. And then he's like, well, you know, it was
Not Rooney Mara.
He said like, well, it was a real hard decision that I had to think like a long time about. It's like you didn't even say like a thank you to him on like the organization
Right.
has zero thank you to him on social media. They just pretended he was never on the team. It was like here's some Kevin Zeitler highlights.
Yeah.
He's like, what the fuck is
Dude,
this?
the Twitter account when they announced the trade,
Yeah.
they weren't like, "Oh, we traded Odell Beckham." It was like, "Hey, we got Jabril Peppers, a first round pick and a third round pick."
The Giants
and it's like,
traded-
"Oh, cool. Who'd we give
Yeah,
up?"
the Giants
No
traded
one, nothing.
the
Just,
Giants
you know,
traded
worry
an
about it.
offensive weapon to get back to Brill Peppers. It's like, what?
Which offensive weapon?
Are we talking like
Please
fucking
tell me
Cody
it was-
Latimer? Or like,
Please tell me it was Russell Shepard.
dude, I'm just like, as much as I've come to terms with it, I'm still in disbelief.
that it
Yeah.
even
Like,
happened.
I
yeah.
feel like it's almost like it's like the stages of grief. It's like you're going through a breakup right now. Where it's I've come to terms with the breakup.
It, yeah.
You know, I've accepted
Denial,
it. But it's
acceptance, bargaining.
You know, week one when you see him come out in the Browns jersey, it's gonna be like seeing like your old girl with a new guy. It's just gonna be like, oh fuck, I'm a fucking idiot.
Him and
Can't
Baker
believe
Mayfield,
I let her go.
When him and Baker Mayfield reenact
And Jarvis Landry.
Dirty Dancing in the middle of the field after a touchdown. Like, gotta feel
dude. What I'm just trying to wrap my head around is like the way that the media and the fucking franchise themselves has tried to paint this guy as like what a monster he is.
Yeah.
That he's just like, oh, what a cancer this guy is. All of his teammates have nothing but glowing things to say about him. Eli said that he's the most talented player he's ever played with.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, all of his teammates have nothing but glowing things to say. They don't tell you all the things that he's done, that he does for the fans. I've read stories of a guy was there with his daughter at warm-ups, and Beckham came over and goes, "Hey, I'll get you guys down on the field. Hold on a second." And then sure enough, 5 minutes later, a security guard comes down, and Beckham walks back over, signs everything for him.
Of course.
They don't talk about how he would wait in the rain to sign for every single person who was waiting. They don't talk about that stuff. They talk about the boat trip. They talk about
kicking net.
They talk about the kicking net. They talk about him, screaming on the sideline when really he's just trying to get himself fucking pumped up.
Every once in a while, you hear about the Josh Norman fight again.
If he played in fucking Carolina, they'd be like, "Oh, I love this fiery passion that this guy plays with."
Yeah.
But he plays in imagine he did what Antonio Brown did. In New York.
That's been the song and dance of this show between me and Bryan for months.
Yeah.
It's been Odell Beckham distraction.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown.
Good
guy.
There's a hilarious picture. It's like that classic cartoon drawing where it's like a kid peacefully sleeping, and then there's like the soldier like this, like taking all the arrows and everything behind him. The soldier was Odell Beckham, and then the child sleeping was Antonio Brown. It was like Odell gets all this shit for doing nothing.
Yeah.
When Antonio Brown is like dropping furniture off Florida balconies, almost killing children.
Yeah. And fucking just telling the franchise, "I'm not going to play for you."
Mr. Big
after
Chest.
after
giving him some terrible fucking nicknames.
That's
unforgivable.
You also don't give yourself a nickname. That's
nicknames.
nickname 101.
He also looks like a fucking walrus with his like blonde mustache. It's like, what is that?
But yeah, like the dude. Yeah, like I said, he's telling the franchise he's not going to play for them after signing a big deal 2 years ago. Yeah. Beckham has only said glowing things about New York and how he wanted to be a Giant for life. The whole drama that they have behind him is that he criticized the play calling early in the season when they were 1-6. Yeah. Yeah, wouldn't you?
I also
I know the interview with Lil Wayne didn't sit well with the high ups and the Giants, which is kind of like small potatoes.
What was the interview with Lil Wayne again?
It was, do you like the weather in LA or in New York? It's like, well, LA is really nice weather,
right?
And that's it.
Yeah. And honestly, I always hate to go there. I don't like going there like a lot of the time, but a lot of the hate I see to Odell is a lot of older.
It's old white guys.
Guys, yeah. And it tends to
Those
be
are the guys who complain about the mini celebration.
And no, 100%. It's
100% a race
I've said that. I've said that, and I said that on the podcast that got scrapped.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I said that you look at somebody like Beckham who is criticized for being animated on the sidelines, screaming, yelling at himself, trying, barking at teammates, the guy just wants to fucking win.
Yeah.
He's frustrated about losing for 4 or 5 years of his career.
Yeah. When he's been one of the only shining stars of this fucking team.
Exactly. Then you look at somebody like Phillip Rivers, who is 1,000 times worse than Beckham is, screams at his teammates constantly, does absolutely nothing, and Brady does the same thing. Yeah. Roethlisberger does the same thing. Yeah. They're called these heroes, these guys, these true consummate leaders.
Leaders.
Yeah, what's the difference? They're white and Beckham's black.
Yeah. Also, and they didn't do a little fucking dog pee-pee on them.
Roethlisberger did the worst thing in the world when he didn't back up his teammate trying to get paid.
I think it was when he raped a woman, but...
I was letting that go. Just like the judicial system let it go. But now I gotta find the...
But, I've also, I noticed a pattern in that the same old white...
Roethlisberger had a rape charge? Was that, last week or something? Where was
I can't wait to watch Ben Roethlisberger this year, squeaky clean quarterback. Like I notice a pattern of the same old white guys who were complaining about Beckham and what a distraction he is, and get this guy. The Giants don't stand for that. Get him off the team. Are the same guys who are telling me that in this draft we can't worry about a fucking quarterback and we need to trade for Rosen. Like we can't get Haskins or Murray. Like, I don't even care if you like him as a quarterback. Just being like, we need to get Rosen. Or they're like, fucking, let's get Drew Lock. And I'm like, it's a race thing.
Drew Lock is Matthew Stafford light. I'm not getting a worse Matthew Stafford.
Dude, it's a fucking race thing.
At 6 or 17. You don't know how many mock drafts I've seen from, like, ESPN saying that we're going to take Daniel Jones at 17.
You know
Put
why?
a fucking bullet in my brain.
You know why? Because he went to the Manning School of Quarterbacks. That's why. Like,
I'm sure there's other people who went to that school that the Giants never drafted.
I just
Odell went to Manning camp. In
he caught passes from them, but when he was in high school.
Yeah.
I could be completely wrong, but I think Haskins did something similar as well. I think he did a Manning
according
camp
to
as
my
well.
best friend Stephen A. Smith,
Price from
Haskins is
Jersey.
too much of a runner.
Yeah, he's
Haskins
a runner.
can't fucking
Yeah.
Well, that's
He has
Stephen A. Smith.
57
Yeah.
total
Stephen A. Smith is
yards.
horrible. But
I mean, Haskins first off grew up a Giants fan and wants to
I want
play
him
for the
because
Giants.
he wants to be here.
Yeah, and I want him because he's fucking dynamite quarterback.
Oh yeah.
Take him at 6. Take a defensive end at 17.
Nah, man, Kyle Shermer at 6.
Fuck hell.
Gonna happen.
Did you see at Haskins Pro Day he was 45 for 50 on his passes, and that's insane.
And you know who's front and center? Pat Shermer.
Yeah.
If you watch the tape,
Yeah.
Pat Shermer's right behind him.
I don't buy the smoke screens that they're not into
No,
him. I think they're taking him
yeah,
at 6.
I think so.
I just don't want to trade up for him.
No.
I don't think it's necessary to trade up
And
for him.
my fear
Yeah.
is the only team I'm scared of trying to trade up is the Dolphins.
They want
because their
Tua.
starting
Yeah.
quarterback right now is Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
Everything they're doing, if you look at it, because today they just traded Robert Quinn for 2026th round pick.
They're getting
They're clearing cap. They're setting up a tank because they want Tua from
They want
Alabama.
Tua. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I don't.
I think they're waiting. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Because what, like,
we gotta,
who cares if they have a bad year? Like, the Jets are on the up, the Bills are on
like, don't do a
the up.
fucking. I mean, like, not to compare the exact two quarterbacks, but like, don't be fucking San Francisco with Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my God.
Don't fucking pass on Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
That it'd be it would be, all things considered, the most brain dead decision to go. He's the clear pick at 6 if he's there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You need a quarterback. You need to build for the future.
I took a little flack because I said this in one of our group chats. I was like, if either Kyler Murray or Dwayne Haskins is on the board and we take like Daniel Jones or Drew Lock, are the Giants fucking racist?
Yes.
I was like, I don't know if I can be a fan if either one of them's on the board and we clearly pass.
I
on
agree.
them.
If they don't take Haskins at 6, I think they're going defense at 6.
Which I'll
Which makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
But the only way that I think we go defense at 6 is if Murray goes 1 and we trade the second round pick for Josh Rosen.
Yeah.
And that's
the thing. I'm fine with Rosen if it's like the second round pick and we have those two firsts.
If we trade a second round pick for a first round talent, fine.
Yeah. Go get
and go defense twice in the first round.
I like.
I don't want Josh Rosen on this team.
I mean, like if it's a second rounder, I'm fine with it.
He seems very weak. Like he's got a weak neck. I don't know what it is. I don't know. There's guys.
I get what you're saying.
There's guys in the pocket who could handle getting like whacked, and this guy looks like he goes turtle on me and just tries to hide his head.
Yeah, I understand, but you need to look at the line that he played behind last
Look
year.
at the line he's gonna play behind. Like,
It's far improved from far improved
Especially
from the 2018 Arizona Cardinals.
If we get him with a second round pick, go get like Jawan Taylor from Florida, like 6 or 17 if he's there.
Yeah.
Right.
And like that's our only hole in the line right now is that right tackle.
Exactly.
You know,
you can address that and completely fill everything.
I think
the line right now,
a lot of
the
people
line right now is far improved than what it was.
Soldier and Hernandez have a year of chemistry. Jalapeno looked solid before he got hurt.
Yeah, and then we've got Zeitler, who's an all-pro guard.
Yeah.
So the Rosen played last year behind the worst offensive line in football, who had I read the stat. I'm just going to take me a while to find it, but he had literally 1.5 seconds to snap the ball.
Yeah, it was
average.
horrendous.
Yeah, he had absolutely zero time to work with. David Johnson was not himself. He obviously had no time to get it to his wide receivers. So what is the guy gonna do?
Yeah.
And it's not going to be any different with Kyler Murray.
For what the cost would be for a second rounder, where we could then use those two firsts to work on glaring issues, I'm fine. I'm
Absolutely.
more than fine with that.
Yeah.
But
because Rosen has talent.
Yeah.
He showed flashes last year when he had time.
Of course.
And and on the run, I think he's a good quarterback as well.
If if it really came down to just choosing one with no consequences, would you rather Rosen or Haskins?
No consequences. I want Haskins at 6.
Me too. Me too.
And then, like I said, go defense at 17.
Yeah.
My hope is that somehow Montez Sweat falls to us at 17.
Literally, I hope the same thing.
Yeah.
I hope the same thing.
As a I became a Mississippi State fan 2 years ago and watched this guy for the past 2 years. Unbelievable talent. Mm-hmm. I want him in blue and white.
Yep, I do too. So let's move on from the Giants.
Let's not.
Yeah,
So the 4th round pick, who I want them to go for,
is Nick Stanley, left guard. All right, what the fuck? So of course, I guess we touched on it a little bit, but one of the other big moves this free agency.
Well, Antonio Brown to the Raiders
That's-
for a third.
third and a 5th.
Yeah, that's where I was going.
And the reason being because, I mean, he had that enormous contract attached, and they had to
And teams knew the
sign it.
Steelers had no leverage in that
Absolutely,
in that negotiation.
He had said, "I'm not playing for you," so
Yeah.
they were given no choice. And honestly, I think Antonio Brown did it on purpose. I think he did everything on purpose. He wanted out of there, because obviously the relationship with Roethlisberger is sour. That's the exact same reason that Bell sat out.
I think all this surrounds around Big Ben.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
what I mean? Big
And now they're all left with him.
Big Ben and Mike Tomlin not controlling his players. It's the two of those. It's what happens.
It's also what's smart about the Antonio Brown deal, and as much as we kick him, the smart move is that the first year they're still playing in Oakland. They re-up their lease, but the next year is
Vegas.
Is Vegas, and that's and his money is untaxed.
Exactly.
So he's just gonna collect straight out.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, like it was like one of the stupidest questions. Somebody asked John Gruden, like, how do you feel about getting Antonio? Bro, like are you happy with it? And
he's like, no, I'm
he literally said, he's
devastated.
like, I would walk to Pittsburgh to get Antonio Brown. But like,
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, as much as we hate on Gruden, like, guy's sitting pretty right now.
No,
Dude,
this
he's
is
got
exactly
three
what he wanted.
first round picks.
exactly.
He everything he said.
Yeah.
It
It worked
he
out
wanted to
for
build
him.
his own roster, and he's doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And Gettleman's like the fucking store brand version of that.
Yeah, exactly. No, the guy's gonna get Josh Allen at 4. He's gonna get then he's gonna probably address the secondary at 24, and then he's got the 27th pick as well, where he can get a wide receiver if he wants.
Exactly. Like he's
Or a running back. They can get the guy from Josh.
Is Lynch playing this year? Is Lynch coming back?
I have no idea. It
I don't
hasn't
think
really
he
been
said.
announced.
I think because Gruden said something about he's like Lynch Marshall knows I love him. He's like, whenever he wants to come back, if he wants to
I guess
come
he
back,
hasn't
he's
said
got a
anything
spot
yet,
on our team. Like he's
But I think they're gonna get. I think the guy's name is Josh Jacobs, the running back from Alabama.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna get him at
Probably.
27.
because I mean offensively
They
pretty
just
set.
signed Isaiah Crowell.
Yes,
fill in the
Isaiah
gap.
Crowell. Yeah.
Oh, okay. There
So
we go.
I mean that's not going to be their number one.
No.
Also-
They're going to address that in the draft.
They signed Brandon Marshall today.
Yes,
And-
on the cheap. They've made so many deals.
Vontaze
Vontaze
Burfict.
Burfict for like $2 million.
running back. I'm sorry. What's his name? It's the Brandon Marshall from Denver.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
linebacker.
Yeah.
Brandon
It's
Marshall.
not
Yeah.
fucking
Not wide receiver.
Wide
Brandon
receiver
Marshall.
Brandon Marshall.
Linebacker Brandon
Yeah,
Marshall.
linebacker.
Who for $4 million is a bargain. I know he didn't
Yeah.
have a great year last year.
No, but still.
Yeah, it's still a bargain for him. The biggest deal of free agency was Le'Veon Bell to the Jets.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
He signed a little cheaper than everyone expected him
Yeah,
to.
but still 4 years, $52.5 million.
And not only that, I feel like a little bit it flew under the radar, just in the terms of like with the Odell Beckham thing and the
Yeah.
Antonio Brown thing, and
Yeah.
people
It came
knew
on
he
the
was
same
like-
day.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
people knew he was going to be signing with a team, and
Yeah.
it was rumored as the Jets,
Jets
for
for
so
a
long.
while, yeah.
Yeah.
And he kept trying to hold out to see who he can get more money from, but
Yeah.
ultimately the Jets gave him an ultimatum and said, "You're signing by tonight, or you're not signing with
Yeah,
us."
yeah, he's
And
like,
he goes,
"Fine."
"Okay, I'll sign." Yeah, but I mean, they gave Darnold weapons. They signed him. They signed a slot receiver as well, I believe.
No, yeah, I think they signed.
So they're putting
Josh Bellamy.
Yeah, Josh Bellamy,
Uh,
Crowder,
Ja- yeah,
Crowder.
Jameson
Crowder, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's decent, and he's a good slot receiver, especially in the red zone. So that's only going to help out Darnold. They addressed the defense so much.
Darnold's got to be a little scared. They have Trevor Siemian now.
They
Yeah.
do.
Yeah,
They
he's
do.
got to fight
you-
for that
yeah.
job.
When you feel the simian on your back, you know you're in trouble.
I think C.J. Mosley for $51 million guaranteed
Yeah.
is a bit pricey.
Yeah.
But the dude's a good linebacker.
I think also
it was a definite need.
after
If
Barr pulled out on
they
him.
needed to throw
Yeah,
money.
they had to overpay a little bit.
One of the bigger deals to me. Obviously, we talked about Landon Collins to the Redskins. I mean, Nick Foles to the Jaguars, I feel like was known that he was going to go to one of the Florida teams.
Yeah. I mean, the Jaguars were pretty much locked in from
But-
fucking.
Which means
from
Blake
fucking
Bortles
December.
is now out in L.A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Blake
man,
Bortles is going to win a fucking Super Bowl.
He just might. He just might. Apparently, the organization's like pissed at McVay because apparently he left before they took that coach's photo.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
apparently he like left before then, so he's not
Well,
in
I
that
mean,
photo.
he'd be the coolest guy in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I
I don't know. Did you see Andy Reid?
Yeah.
He had like the
I
button.
love the- I
he had,
love
like
the
the red
Tommy
button.
Bahama
Yeah,
shirt.
yeah.
Was it? I put it up on the Pick Last Twitter, and I go, it does look like a divorced dad convention.
Convention.
It's like, they're just trying to make a good impression on like your substitute teacher. Like,
I said my favorite part of that photo is how Pat Shermer's on one side and Jason Garrett is on the complete other side, as all things should be.
Yeah. Earl Thomas to the Ravens is huge because it looked like everybody was jumping ship from the Ravens.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
lost.
I know that people are concerned because they let Eric Weddle go to
yeah,
sign
exactly.
Earl Thomas. And
Yes.
Earl Thomas is hurt. Right? He had a broken leg. And
Yeah.
Eric Weddle's been like a leader for the past.
Yeah,
few
he's
Sure.
solid.
years.
At this point, Thomas is still the better safety. But yeah, there's certainly concern being that the two of the last three injuries he was injured. 2 of the last 3 seasons he was injured, I should say.
Plus, they also the Ravens got Mark Ingram from the Saints.
Yes, which was huge as well. The one of the most under the radar moves happened like last week. Justin Houston to the Colts
Oh,
for
yeah.
2 years, $24 million. They're making so many smart moves.
Yeah,
the
the Colts-
Colts
yeah.
are a scary team.
Watch out for the Colts. I was going to also mention, kind of been a little quiet, but Clay Matthews going to the Rams.
Yeah,
Yes,
It's a
yeah.
cool move, just as a guy who's kind of been on
Yeah.
like one
Yeah.
team, really.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
I don't know.
Get
I
ready-
think,
get
I
ready.
think Clay Matthews done. So
Just get
Pretty
ready
much.
for a like every week on commentary for them to mention how he played on that field in college.
yeah,
Yep.
Every week it's going to be mentioned.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna hate it.
was it? Yeah, the Packers seem like they're going to be building through the draft because they do have 2 first-round picks, and they could have. Trying to think who else is out. Like the 49ers signed. They got some guy from the Chiefs. I'm sorry.
D Ford. They made a trade.
Yeah. So that knocks down the like Joey Bosa and Josh
Exactly.
Allen.
Yeah. At that point, yeah, I think the
Bosa.
I think the Niners are more likely to take Quinnen Williams, the defensive tackle. That's more of a need than edge at this point,
Right.
especially with D Ford in the fold. So yeah,
They also got Tevin Coleman, who played for Shanahan in Atlanta.
right,
And he was a beast down there.
right. What's surprising is, I'm sorry, go ahead, Andrew.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say what's surprising is guys like Ndamukong Suh and Ziggy Ansah are still not
Yeah.
signed.
Yeah,
Well, I think
it's interesting.
Sue will probably sign before the draft.
Yeah, see, to me, it's one of those things now that it's kind of calmed down as far as free agency. I think a lot of teams are going to address those concerns after the draft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See what we can get in the draft, see who's left in free agency, and kind of shore up a roster.
Right.
I was going to say one team that I really hate to say has made some solid moves this offseason, Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, they sure
Yeah.
fucking have.
Yeah,
Well, they
Randall
don't-
Cobb for the 1 year
Yeah.
$5 million.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad to go alongside.
He's
Cooper
he's
and-
pretty much broken down at this point, but yeah.
Yeah, the way I said it is I would take Randall Cobb over Cole Beasley any day.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, so
yeah.
like
I
I
mean,
think it's an upgrade
The
as
thing
far
is, they
as like
still have like Tavon Austin. They still have Michael Gallup. They still have
Yeah.
Amari Cooper.
So they
like,
don't need
yeah.
him to be
and I think,
more than what he is.
Exactly. For him to be a supporting character on that team, I think
Mm-hmm.
he's pretty solid. I mean, give or take how you feel about Jason Witten being on the team. I
The
really,
worst,
yeah, I
stupidest
don't,
thing I've ever seen.
that's not the most solid move, but it's like, hey,
Yeah.
good, I guess. That's kind of
I mean-
cool for you if you're a fan. Like,
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, if you were to tell me Odell
you were-
Beckham was coming back, I'd be fucking ready to
Here's the
go.
thing, and I've said this to our friend Donato, who's a big Cowboys fan. I think it's a bad move that Jason Witten came back. It's a progressions like stopper for Dak Prescott because he can't be the leader that he was looking like he's turning into, and now you bring back this old fucking guy who used to like that's his locker room, and now you bring him back
Yeah.
and like is the
Not
dynamic
only
going to
that,
change?
It's a year that he doesn't get to build chemistry with what's his name that they have, the tight end, who kind of showed up towards the end of the year.
Oh, I can't think of
They had
his name.
I can't remember his name.
Joey tight end.
Joey tight end, that was his name. I'll look it up in a minute.
Mikey's
but-
like screaming, "It was this guy!"
And then today they traded with the Dolphins for Robert Quinn, who's a
Yeah.
solid defensive end.
Yeah.
What did they give up? A 2026 round pick. That's
For nothing.
Yeah.
It's-
And then the Eagles went and got Jordan Howard, so they figured out their running back situation. And they gave up a 6th round pick, which could turn into a 5th round pick.
Is
Blake Jarwin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is Bobby Hart signing with the Bengals the steal of the offseason?
Oh my God! What the worst fucking signing I've ever seen in my life.
3-year deal though.
He's the worst offensive lineman I've ever seen.
Have you seen Eric Flowers?
He's worse than
on the
Eric
Washington
Flowers.
Redskins? Yeah,
Also,
yeah.
speaking
And
of,
he got. How does he get 3 years for $21 million?
You know what it was too? He was kind of a prick about it.
Yeah.
Like he kind of had this like, oh, fucking pay me or I'm out with the Giants or whatever.
And they're like, all
At
right,
least
you're
Eric
out.
Flowers was just kind of like, I'm trying to get better. Like,
speaking of former Giants who signed with the Bengals, B.W. Webb signs for 3 years,
Yeah.
13
Oh my
million.
God! What are they doing?
they really
It's
like
like if
what
they-
the Giants have been the past few years. They really like what they saw.
I didn't even realize they signed they had a coach hired
Yeah.
until
Yeah, apparently.
they just did it.
There was a big one, not a big one, but a good move by the Titans, who they lost Brian Arakpo.
that
He
cupcake
retired.
commercial.
Yeah, he retired, and they got Cameron Wake as to replace him on the edge, which is a good signing.
They also picked up Brian Tannehill for a 4th round, I think a 5th round pick.
Yeah, I mean it's a solid backup option because
Yeah.
you know Mariota is going to get hurt.
Exactly.
And
it
they
allows them to have kind of solidify that like a 2-quarterback
Yeah.
system.
And they solidified they solidified their wide receivers core with Alan Humphries for 4 years at $36
I
million.
really like that deal. Yeah,
Gives them another option with Chris Davis, I think, and it just
Corey Davis.
Corey Davis, I'm sorry.
who actually came into his own a little bit last year.
Yeah.
I'm kind of happy for Tyrann Mathieu going to the Chiefs.
Yes,
Badger,
yeah.
With the 3-year deal against
Who fixes that secondary?
Yeah, I mean Houston
they
really
lost
gave
Eric
him
Berry, but
I mean solid.
Wow,
replacement. They
the
gave him a
fucking-
prove it deal, and
The Washington Redskins are really on some on shit right here. All right, besides signing Landon Collins for a 6-year, $84 million contract with 45 guaranteed, as we were saying before, they signed Eric Flowers for nothing. They got Case Keenum for nothing.
Yep.
They re-signed Adrian Peterson for that kid hitting money. Mm-hmm. And DRC came out of retirement and signed with them. So
another team that just really loves what the Giants were producing.
yeah.
Right.
Like I don't know, what did they like?
They're like, hey, the Giants were like a half step above us. Let's pay these guys.
But like they have, Darius Guy's coming back from his knee injury.
Yeah.
They lost Crowder to the fucking Jets. What do you think the Redskins are gonna do in the draft? Do you think they'll take like the receiver, or you think they'll go defense?
I mean, they're at the 3rd pick. They're either going to trade back or they're going to go defense. I don't see why they wouldn't go defense, especially if somebody they're the 3rd pick. If Quinnen,
I thought the Jets were the 3rd pick.
Wait, I thought that's what we were talking about. The Jets.
No, I was talking about the
Redskins.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, I was like, they might take a quarterback.
The Redskins
before
are.
us.
Wait a minute.
Sorry. The Redskins are 15th.
They were in first place for a while.
Redskins are 15th.
Yeah.
So I expect the Redskins to probly take Drew Lock or something at 15.
Yeah.
And
Basically
that
have
is-
two Case
yeah.
Keenums on your
Yeah.
team.
If the Broncos don't take Drew Lock at 10, then he could fall to the Dolphins at 13 or the Redskins at 15. Yeah, that's the way I see it. Or they'll figure something out next year.
Yeah.
When there's Herbert, Tua, Fromm from Georgia. There's ways to go next year.
Yeah,
So.
next year is going to be another solid quarterback.
Yeah.
I also that's why I don't see the Dolphins trading up this year, because after the Quinn trade, I don't think they really have any like value to jump up. They only could do is trade first rounders, so they would have to trade this year and maybe I don't think you could trade 2 years in the future.
Well, you know what's going to happen with Miami?
You can trade 1 year in the future.
They're gonna win the Super Bowl.
No, well, they have the Fitzpatrick effect. So now he's going to be really fucking good just to screw them out of a pick.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
Yeah.
He
And
signed
then,
a
and
1-year
then when they're
deal.
like, all right, I guess we should really pay him. He was really good last year. He's going to fucking suck in 2020.
what would you do if Ryan Fitzpatrick rolls off 3 wins in a row and you're Miami going stop it?
Fucking
I mean, that's
calm down.
literally every year that he starts.
Yeah.
He looks like a world beater, and people are like, Jesus Christ, this guy's for real.
And then October rolls around.
And then Brocktober comes back. Because they need to be terrible this year.
Yeah.
Because Tua will change the draft.
Yeah.
I know a lot of teams would probably be very interested in him.
Yeah.
And that's why I've heard so many, even Giants fans, be like, "Oh, let's just wait another year." But it's like, I don't want to anymore.
No, I'm done with
Yeah,
it.
no, I don't want to. Just give me a fucking quarterback this year and start it.
The way I put it is that, like, look at the Saints. Drew Brees arguably should have been in the Super Bowl last year, and they already have his backup in line.
I don't think Teddy Bridgewater's his backup.
But
It's a
it's
terrible
something
move.
compared to fucking Alex Tanney and Kyle Lauletta.
Sure, but
You know
I
what
don't.
yeah.
But I don't agree that basically they're saying that Bridgewater's the future. I don't think Bridgewater's
I believe
that good of a quarterback.
He's there and could be maybe a bridge
He's there
for a
because
year or two.
I don't think he's a
the
bridge.
Bridgewater.
I don't think he's a bridge. I think he's a competent backup, and that's what they're looking for.
That too, but also I just feel like it's better than what they have for Eli.
You
know what I mean?
Yes,
Where it's like
I
nothing.
agree. I agree. But I don't agree with the with
That
the
he's
mindset.
like the successor.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that think he's the successor to Breeze, or that all these teams should be looking at him as the next franchise quarterback. Bridgewater fucking sucks.
No, I don't think he's the face
not
of
a good
franchise.
quarterback.
Even
Yeah.
when he was
lost
the
the,
quarterback
like-
of the Vikings, they never trusted him to be a quarterback.
Yeah.
No, yeah. People forget that because he had the injury. Everyone thinks he was like really fucking good in Minnesota. He wasn't.
They thought this was like this franchise guy that was going to be the future, and then he caught a rough break.
He was kind of
wasn't that fucking good.
He was kind of a Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah.
Where you're like, we don't know if he's good or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a very like soft toss, so it wasn't gonna last too long.
Yeah.
I think what is it? There was the rumors that the Bengals may cut Andy Dalton soon.
No, I saw today that they're committed to him this year, and the owner said that they'll look into. The new GM said that they will look into an extension in the future.
If I'm Andy Dalton, I'm
Well,
hoping
we're gonna look into it if he's alive because Bobby Hart is guarding him, so he might not make it to
And no
2020.
one gets cut in fucking Cincinnati. You can't cut or be
No.
traded.
No.
Because that's not
Marvin
how.
You
Lewis
don't
had a
leave
job
Siberia.
for fucking 3 decades.
Yeah, you don't leave Siberia. You stay in football Siberia.
There's kids that were born when Marvin Lewis started coaching the Bengals that can almost vote now.
Oh God. Any other moves that have been like? I mean, the Bills have done weird things. They went and got Cole Beasley. They Frank Gore, who's still playing.
Yeah, Frank Gore, John Brown.
I heard a great thing where they're like,
Yeah, they got him. They got that Josh Allen
Hey.
a bunch of slot receivers.
yeah. The thing I love about Frank
You're
Gore
not
is
gonna
that
throw over 5 yards this year, buddy.
the thing about Frank Gore is that if you need 2 yards, he gets you 3. If you need 4 yards, he gets you 3. That's Frank Gore.
What is it? Oh, they
the people talk about Frank Gore because they're like, oh, look at this guy's third on the all-time rushing
yeah.
list. It's like, yeah, man, he's been in the game forever. Can you tell me like an iconic Frank Gore play?
Yeah.
Like I can't, like he's never done anything spectacular.
The guy's
he's
really good at running into a brick wall.
He's an okay running back who's gonna get into the Hall of Fame because he played for 60 years.
The difference
And
he
between
just outlasted the votes.
the
That's what
difference
he did.
between him and like Rashad Jennings is like 15 years
Yeah.
of just running into that brick wall just constantly.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, like
The difference is that instead of him and Rashad Jennings, people just kept giving contracts to Frank Gore for some reason.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He didn't have to
he
win
never-
Dancing with the Stars. Did you see that thing Cole Beasley said too about
on
Dallas?
Twitter?
No, what?
Where some guy,
it's like, oh, you can't win in Buffalo.
yeah, he's like, oh, I bet you can't win it. He's like, you're not gonna be able to win in Buffalo, dude. He's like, well, I didn't win in Dallas. And like, here I am.
7 years in Dallas, but didn't win either.
And someone's like, oh, it sounds like a man who just got paid. It's kind of like a fuck you to Dallas in a way.
It was.
Yeah.
Do you
And
think-
it's hilarious.
I don't remember the exact number, but he got something like $22 million,
Yeah.
which is fucking ridiculous.
that's insane.
So and that's what leads me to wonder what's going to happen to Sterling Shepard, because if guys like Cole Beasley are getting $22 million,
Oh, he's gone.
What is Sterling Shepard going to get
He's gone.
as a very good number 2 wide receiver? He's going to get paid like a 1 by somebody.
Yeah.
Well, now he's the one by default, isn't he? Or
No.
I know it's
Tate?
gonna
Golden
be Tate.
Tate is the
It's gonna
one.
be Tate. I think they prefer Shepard in the slot.
Yes.
But either one of them can kind of play the outside or the slot.
Yeah.
But they're gonna rotate him.
Yeah. So
Now here's
yeah,
a
he's as good as gone. They're not going to extend him.
no.
Are you going to franchise tag him next year and
He's
give
not
him like
one of their
$14
guys.
million?
He's not a Gettleman guy.
No,
They didn't
obviously,
draft him.
exactly.
He's
Yeah,
gone.
exactly.
Same
But
with
even-
Ingram. Ingram's gone.
Yeah, probably. But the thing is, and Shermer and Gettleman have been praising this is, look at Ingram's splits when he plays without Beckham and with Beckham. Without Beckham, he's like a man on fire.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And with Beckham, he gets no targets. So he's
Eli's like,
going to benefit.
Just like throws it to Beckham.
He's going to benefit tremendously from this trade.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when the Giants went without Jeremy Shockey. It's like everyone else kind of benefited from him not being there.
Yeah.
And also, like, here's what I want to say. Do you think now that Cole Beasley is out of Dallas, Mikey's gonna call him a third-rate receiver?
100%.
Like he's not gonna have his back like how he had the Beasles last year.
Yeah.
And now he's gonna be like, nah, he's not good anymore.
Yeah,
Man,
it's gonna be interesting because it's like we have recorded proof that he loved them, but he also just gave the big fuck you to Dallas.
Yeah, so he's going to be like, he's okay, I guess.
Yeah, it's not
Week
like
one,
he's overrated.
Yeah, it's not like
I wouldn't pay him that much money.
It's not like how it is for like him with Des Bryant or us with Odell, where it's like, he kind of he's gone.
Right.
That was it. It was kind of like he's turned back. I was like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting.
But
So
clearly he was treated poorly at some point by the organization. Or maybe out the door he wasn't showing any respect. Maybe they didn't give him an offer. Who the fuck knows what happened?
Yeah.
But for him to take that shot,
I like to imagine that they were all having like a big meeting. So like Jerry's at the door and like Witten and Dez and Romo are all like, "Oh, Jerry, how you been?" And then Cole comes up and Jerry just sees him and he's like, "We don't need any water, boy. Thank you." He shuts the door. We're okay, boy.
we have plenty of towels.
For Cowboys personnel, we have a haircut policy. It's like, Jerry, I'm on the team. I know you're not.
Don't lie to me, boy.
This Cole Beasley. What's his?
Are you
You're
Garrett?
like 5'8". What are you talking about?
You're Garrett's son, right?
Listen, girlie, we don't want you.
Why do I picture Jerry Jones? Whenever I picture Jerry Jones, he's the rich Texan from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Firing the guns.
He's Doug Dimmadome. I picture a mixture of that and when South Park had him on and he had like the big lizard eyes. He, like, licked the
They're
fly.
going all over the place. Yeah.
Like licks a fly. Oh, God. Fucking Jerry Jones. But, yeah, so I said to Bryan was like, he's like, dust off that knee because we're going to be taking it a lot this year. And I was like, well, I'm just glad I kind of get to root for the Browns now.
Yeah.
For a reason, too. Not just like a fucking 2018 bandwagon Browns fan. I want Beckham to succeed.
Yeah, no, 100%. I guess I'm gonna own 2 Browns jerseys because I was gonna buy a Mayfield one in the first place, and now I'm gonna buy a Beckham one because he's my favorite player.
Because I'll tell you the truth, I'm not buying a Giants jersey for the next like 5 years.
No,
Yeah.
It's actually weird because I can now buy Mets jerseys again. Because I could buy like a Jacob DeGrom one or fucking like Pete Alonso one.
Right.
Well, I have the most depressing Giants jersey collection. I don't know if you know this because my collection right now is 1 Eli jersey, 2 Odell Beckham jerseys, and a Brandon Marshall jersey.
And I have Collins, right?
I never bought Collins.
never bought
I was
Collins,
like, I'll buy a Collins if he re-signs. Glad I didn't buy that.
Yeah.
Odell, I'm like, surely I'll be safe with an Odell jersey. He's not going anywhere. Barkley, I'm not buying it.
I have I only have 3 new ones. So I've got, my girlfriend got me for Christmas a few years ago the Color Rush Eli jersey.
Okay.
I have a Beckham jersey, and I had from like 5 years ago, I had a JPP jersey. I think I got his rookie year.
Yeah.
Okay.
But even that, he's been on the team long enough.
He was on the team. Yeah, it was a while, so it was fine. And then, but so there's 2 of the 3 are gone.
See, I had a weird jersey collection. At one time I had an Eli jersey, like the rookie year Eli, Phil Simms throwback.
Mm-hmm.
I had a Michael Strahan, and then I had a Nick Grayson jersey. I had a Jim Finn jersey.
You were one of those people that bought a Jim Finn, dude. Let me tell you something. So, because I have not heard the name Jim Finn in so many years.
But I also had a Ron Dane jersey, so just put
Jesus
that into
Christ.
perspective.
So did you have a Ron Dixon jersey too?
I was trying to get one. Trying to get one of those fancy Super Bowl ones that were gold on the front and blue on the back.
So I went with my brother to an autograph signing at this ice cream shop called Last Licks. It was in Suffolk County. It was in 2005, okay. I'd say 2005 or 2006, and we met Eli Manning and got his autograph. And sitting next to him, also signing autographs, was Jim Finn. However, nobody got his autograph.
Oh, no.
So Jim Finn is sitting there real depressed.
Was that? Is like this your assistant Eli? Like,
Because people only want to talk to Eli Manning and get autographs from Eli Manning. So there's just sad Jim Finn sitting there.
I love Jim Finn when he played with the Giants. I wanted to get a Henry Hanaski jersey too, but
Oh my god.
I always kind of wanted like just like a fucking like Jeff Fiegels jersey, just to have like a punter jersey.
Yeah.
Like you never get a punter
the
jersey.
best was when when Fiegels was on the team, he was before Eli, so he was number 10, and then when Eli came on, he like gave him money to buy a new kitchen, to sell like the number 10.
Yeah.
And then Plaxico came on. He then changed it to 17. Then Plaxico came on the team. Plaxico bought him like 5 Rolexes, and then someone else came, and so he changed it to 18. So I used to go to this is when I still had season tickets. So I was thinking of just getting like a number, like the number 10 jersey with Fiegels on the back, but with like removable numbers. It's like, who's it going to be this week?
Yeah. That's fucking hilarious.
But
Jeff Fiegels.
before that, I had gotten like a rookie Eli jersey. I had gotten a Antonio Pierce jersey.
Oh,
I got an Aaron Ross jersey.
Aaron Ross, whose wife is more athletic than he is.
And I got
Brandon Marshall's not looking so
and
good.
I had a Shockey jersey, which was good
everyone
for
had a
yeah.
Shockey jersey.
Yeah.
I'm
Look,
looking
I had
for,
a fucking
I'm
Shockey
looking for
jersey.
And
somebody
a
who has
Tiki
Corey
Barber
Web-
jersey.
Yeah.
I want to see a Corey Webster jersey or a Sean Williams jersey.
Yeah.
Or there was another Peppers we had on. Like, I feel, man, we had another Peppers. I think his name was Jabril as well. So maybe we're just trying to go back. Like,
I'm waiting for like the one game where he has like a bad play or like something that costs us the game, and the headline is in the post is just like salt and peppers or something. Like, oh god, fucking damn it! Like,
Yeah.
so that. Anything else we wanna?
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
That's
hit a
pretty
smooth
much
hour,
the
yeah.
roundup in free agency, I'd
Yeah.
say.
So that's going to do it for this week. Of course, we're going to be back for the draft. We'll let you know on the Twitter, at Picked Last Pod. We're still kind of brainstorming about what we're going to do for draft night and for
sorry,
the
it's
draft.
Jabril Wilson.
Jabril Wilson.
Oh my god.
It was another
fuck
Jabril.
that guy.
Yeah. I was like, wait a minute, this sounds familiar.
Jabril Wilson fucking sucked.
A lot
who
of
was
fucking
the
terrible.
who was the other guy that they had that sucked too?
They had a lot of
They wasted a first round pick on a safety.
Will Allen.
No, well, Will Allen sucked too. So did Will Peterson. They wasted a first round pick on a safety who played for like 2 fucking years and his knee exploded.
Oh yeah. Oh fuck. Yeah, I know who exactly.
I'd say he was the 2007 first round pick.
It's not Stevie Brown. Michael Johnson.
No.
Kenny Phillips? No.
Kenny Phillips, that was it.
Yeah, Kenny Phillips.
Kenny Phillips, man. He was fucking good, and then his body just gave up on
Yeah.
him after like 2 or 3 years, and he was done.
Yeah, he was strong in that first Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And then it just. Yeah.
And then there was stuff. We can have an entire episode on boneheaded
I'm
Giants.
just boneheaded Giants.
But
Jason
like dude,
Sehorn.
we wasted a first round pick on David Wilson. Like
That's unfortunate.
yeah, but he was never a first round talent.
No.
We wasted Flowers and Eli Apple, who were 2 guys who were like late first round picks that we took in the top 10. They were projected late first round or like early second round. They were on nobody's radar.
Remember Matt Dodge?
Fuck Matt Dodge. and so
Eagles replacement.
you don't fucking talk about Matt Dodge. Like,
Preston Parker?
oh my god. Oh my god.
I was like, wow, we got a guy named Parker. I hope he's fucking good. I can get his jersey. And then I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
That dude couldn't catch a fucking cold.
And he just looked like depressed on the field.
Yeah.
Like everyone was booing him, and he was just kind of.
He's
just
like,
looking
yeah,
like,
I know,
scowl
I
on his face,
deserve
like,
it.
I know, I fucking suck. All right.
I'm trying my best, okay? But like I said with Eli Apple and Eric Flowers, like they were on nobody's radar, and Jerry Reese is like, I got it. These guys, like, we could have had Todd fucking Gurley, man.
Yeah, we
We
took
could have had Todd Gurley. We took Eric Flowers.
Yeah.
The Eli Apple one, like, there's nobody. It's not like an egregious pick. It is, but there's nobody after that's like ever that like, oh, they had to have taken him, because that draft isn't like spectacular. But there's anybody you could have taken that would have worked out better for the team than Eli Apple. And like I said,
We
he
took
was
Eli Apple for his mom.
I'm trying to remember because I remember
he
there
was projected at 30.
I-
And they
I-
took him at 10.
I remember there was someone else garbage on that wide receiving core. I was trying to remember who it was. Ruben Randall.
Ruben Randall, who
The original Odell Beckham.
yeah, who was so hyped up. He was like a steal in the second round or something like that.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, this guy, he's gonna work out just like Mario Manningham did.
Oh.
It's gonna be, watch for him in the red zone. And the guy just couldn't do a goddamn thing. Yeah. Then there's somebody I think it was like Ramses Barden, who was like Ramses Barden, who was like his last year, he fucking he went on a tear the last 3 games of the season, and John Mara was like, "Why did it take us 4 years to find out that this guy can play?" And then they fucking fired, and they released him because they were like, "What the fuck, man?"
Do you remember Dominique Hickson?
He was a great return guy.
Yeah, and they tried to put him as a wide receiver. And
Yeah,
he
he sucks. Yeah, but he was a great return guy.
Some guys are just better as gunners.
Yeah.
I mean, look at our team right now. Corey Coleman's kind of better as a gunner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What's that guy's name that we had for the past 4 years?
Oh,
fucking returner.
with the
dreads.
long dreads.
Dwayne
Dwayne
Harris.
Yeah.
He's now
Unbelievable
with
return guy.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
he's in Oakland. Yeah.
Don't make him a receiver. We tried.
No,
to do
he's
that.
terrible.
Didn't work.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess that's going to do it. So Pick Lettuce Pod, we will keep you up to date. Chris, I believe we'll have you back for the draft.
I'd love to be
Yeah,
back.
whatever we're doing, we're going to figure it
Okay.
out.
Yeah.
I'm going to sabotage it.
Because
Well, if you sabotage it, I'm just going to go see Avengers, so it's all set.
So I'm just going to be like, all right, first round pick.
Kyle
First
Shermer.
overall pick for the Cardinals. They are going to take Nick Fitzgerald from Mississippi State, quarterback.
from Hofstra, it's like they don't have a football program.
Yeah, but he's a bioengineering major.
Really got a football mind.
But Washington Redskins picked Ramses Barden. We just
What?
like him.
It's his son.
He went back to school.
So you can stick to the Twitter for that. Bryan, where can the fine people find you?
You can find me over at Movie Mayhem Pod or at BPMCC17 on Twitter, and Movie Mayhem Podcast on Instagram, and Movie Mayhem Podcast on iTunes and Spotify.
Chris?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Doctor, that's spelled out Doctor_Perk, Perk. On Instagram, when I'm at school at Old Westbury, I like to do a series called Student Lounge, where I take pictures of people laying down in the student
Yeah,
lounge.
I've seen a lot of them. It sounds
Literally.
creepy in explanation. Hilarious in photo form.
Yeah, because I simply like to see the people who take the student lounge way too seriously
Yeah.
and take up multiple seats.
Yeah.
It's like they just have this in their mind, like I'm by myself.
So,
No
yeah.
one even knows I'm here. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. If you like people watching, I do it and I take pictures of it and post
it's
it.
the best.
as
It's
he
the
gets
absolute
as he
best.
gets an Instagram message, stop taking it.
From I get a picture from somebody laying down taking a picture of me doing
Yeah,
it.
just really happy, with your phone out. And then you can find me over at Parks Expo.
And that's all the time we have.
So have a good night, everybody. And then Bulldog Gaming, both the podcast and twitch.tv/Bulldog Gaming, and all social media, Instagram, fucking Twitter,
all over the
fucking
place.
fucking MySpace. It probably doesn't exist, but you go look it up.
Oh,
And,
sorry. I apologize. I forgot to plug
man,
something.
we gotta-
Ah, shit. So I have a baseball blog, chargingthemound.com. Going to be updating some stuff now that the season is back up, and now that free agency isn't a dead period of 3 months of nothing happening.
So we got a baseball guy and a baseball guy. Link up.
I don't want to.
I don't like his bits.
And I don't like your face.
Your comedy timing's a little different than mine.
Oh boy!
right.
So yeah, that's gonna be fucking
be
it.
that.
Also, we'll throw a quick plug out because I think we've all been on his show.
Oh, yeah.
Landy Lodge.
Yeah, Landy
so,
Lodge.
you go check out the Landy Lodge if you liked any of us particularly. We all have episodes up. So if
I
you
didn't
were
particularly
like,
like
you were
this.
like, I'm a little more Bryan than Chris. Bryan has an episode, so you can check us all out
Yeah,
there.
really,
He's pumping
really
them out.
good podcast vibe out of that guy.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
he's got some good stuff.
Yeah.
So check him out there, and we will see you when we see you.
On the draft.
And hopefully this episode makes it air because Chris is cursed.
That's the draft, you know. Oh, no, no,